Alright, so back to the tire on the old rim. I've got my homemade bead breaker in place, which is a 2-inch steel pipe with a T-bar that goes down to a cup in between a couple pieces of oak, and then a plunger that's going to hopefully push the bead away from the rim, and a bottle jack to apply the force. This is what wasn't working earlier today because the tire was still under pressure because the valve hole had been clogged and all of the liquid hadn't drained out. So cut the hub away and the tire is empty now. I can lift it, I can maneuver it. So now I'm going to try to break this bead and get the old rim out. Alright, so that is working. I was able to break the bead with my bead breaker. I've got 2 tire spoons in there on the other side of the bead to keep it from going back up. Now I'm going to reposition the bead breaker and push down another section. So moving the bead breaker to just one other location has completely separated that side of the rim from the bead, from the rim, as you can see. So now I'm going to flip it over and break the bead on the other side. So both sides of the bead have been broken on the tire. So now comes the fun part of using the tire spoons to actually get the tire off of the rim. Using tire spoons is pretty straightforward. You just get one of the spoons down under the lip and around under the bead, and then leverage it up, and then start working your way around the rim with the other spoon. And so it's just a little bit time consuming and a little bit labor intensive, but it works. So here's the old rim. You can see that it's rusted completely through, which literally fell apart while I was taking it off. It's corroded inside as well, which stands to reason. It really corroded from the inside out because of the calcium chloride. The tire seemed to come off okay, and I plan on reusing that. So next thing will be to get the hub all repaired and fastened to the new rim, and then put the tire on the new rim and back on the tractor. After wire wheeling the hub and painting it, I've put it back on the tractor. Next will be the new rim, which is right there. The reason I'm doing it in stages like this, putting the hub on, then the rim, and then the rubber tire itself, is that I saw some videos of some guys putting the tire back on the rim with it already mounted on the tractor. They made it look relatively easy, so I'm hoping that will be the case. Plus, by doing the components one by one, each one is pretty heavy. When they're all together, the tire's almost unmanageable for one person. So even without liquid filling the tire, just air filling the tire makes it pretty heavy. Don't know the exact weight, but doing it in stages will cut down on that. So here's the new rim bolted into place on the hub. Next we will be remounting the tire itself, and we'll find out if it is indeed easier to mount the tire with the rim already attached to the tractor. Getting the tire ready to go back on the tractor. Right now I'm pressure washing the tire, and as water builds up inside the tire, then I'm just, wet vacuuming it out, and then I will actually hand dry the inside of the tire with a towel so it's good and dry before putting it back on the tractor. So the tire is now cleaned up and ready to put on the rim. I'm going to be using some of this stuff that's for pulling cables through conduits to put on the rim of the rim here, plus around the bead of the tire, so hopefully it'll slip on pretty easily. Tire's most of the way on. I will have to probably use the spoons a little bit down here at the bottom edge to just get the last bit of the bead over the rim. Alright, so just a little bit of using the tire spoons to get that last bit of bead over the rim, so the first bead is over the rim pretty easily, using that conduit grease, if you will. So that did work pretty well. I did put the tractor in gear so the rim would not spin while I was trying to put the tire over it. So now I'll get the inner tube and get that stuffed in around inside the tire. Alright, so the tire has been spooned back onto the rim, both sides. It did seem to work pretty well putting it on while the rim was attached to the tractor. So next thing will be to get the compressor up here and inflate it, and hopefully the valve stem did not get damaged putting the tire on. So we've inflated the tire with the compressor up to 12 psi, which is what is recommended for this tire, and it turned out real nice. And got new brakes in there, plus the new oil seals, and I think we're ready to go plow the garden.